Hello, welcome traders. So let's get started with today's technicals. So what can we see? So if you guys recall from our previous webinars, we anticipated that once price confirmed some commitment from the sellers, that we could potentially slowly trickle our way all the way down and take out these lows, either go long from here or potentially tap this level of liquidity, which is in confluence of 1, 2 and 3, and then go long. So that was the game plan on the dollar, and it's actually been dropping since. So our analysis is currently still in play. So we're still anticipated one more stop hunt of this level. This stop hunt has been complete, but it's unlikely for price to take out these lows as it has and then go long without tapping some levels of unfilled liquidity and a third trendline tap. So I'm expecting one more stop hunt. So we've got one stop hunt complete. I'm expecting one more stop hunt to take out this particular low. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, what is actually happening? So we can remove this. What's actually happening? We're making lower lows and lower highs. There's momentum to the downside. Now we've got a correction. On the 1-hour time frame, it's actually low. Again, we've got some momentum, as you can see from this strong bearish commitment. And now we've got a bit of a correction, as you can see. So we've got a nice flag in play, nice compressed flag. I'm now expecting a further decline towards this level minimum. We can even put in a fib, and it'll be in confluence with the minus 27% fib. So if we zoom out, we could even take it further and see that we could just get an X formation here. So there's a potential sell setup on the DXY at the moment. And where could we expect price to go? So we've got this leg here, momentum. We've got the small correction, nice flag in confluence with a third tap, maybe one little stop hunt, and then a decline to minimum the previous support. But I am actually expecting the support to take out liquidity, tap this level of unfilled liquidity, to take out the 61% fib traders and confirm a tap of the third trend line. So the first take profit on DXY is the D extension and support. So that's the game plan for the DXY. So if we were to mirror this trade on the opposite, we can see something similar on Euro USD. Again, we're expecting now a potential Fibonacci setup from A, B, and C around the 61, which is in confluence with our targets. If we zoom out on Euro USD, let me just delete this. We can see that price is currently correcting its way all the way up to the third trend line bounce. So we've got 1, 2, so there's a likely chance of a third tap completing. Now, do I like to take a trade in the middle of a pattern, this large channel? No, I don't necessarily. But if I've picked up the case study with DXY and Euro USD, there is a high probability that the market will go up if I see a good setup. This is a pretty good setup. Now, okay, we've got 1, 2, and 3. The only reason I'm not really interested in this pair is because at the moment, what is structure telling me? You know, it was dropping correctively. I had a bit of a pullback with some form of momentum from this candlestick. It then dropped again with momentum. Then it was very corrective. So after correctiveness, what happened? There was momentum. So now I'm expecting correctiveness and then momentum. Do I want to take a trade around here after some momentum? Not necessarily. So I'll rather wait for this to trigger, whether it's the top of the trend line, these liquidity levels, or one further stop hunt. Whichever one comes, you know, is fine. Once I get commitment from the buyers now and the trend changes, then I'll be looking for some form of a compression and then a rally to the upside. Or I could just get some equal lows after the momentum, then catch a stop on of these equal lows over here, and then I can catch this trade to the upside. So this is the game plan for Euro USD. There's a pretty decent buy setup on our cards, but we need to remain patient. I'm waiting for further commitment from the buyers, then I can get involved. On this particular circumstance, I'm not interested in catching a sniper simply because there's a bit of momentum. In the event of, you know, this trend line, take out this low and then go long. You know, I'm gonna wait on this occasion for further confirmation from the buyers. So this is the game plan for Euro USD. Next on the list is Kiwi CAD. So I know this Kiwi CAD in 2-3 hours. This was a trade that we forecasted yesterday. I've been triggered in. Where is my entry actually? I've been triggered in on this setup. I had a conservative stop on this occasion simply because I don't have any schematics, or I wasn't really confident with having a tight stop loss. Normally I'll have a stop loss approximately around here. This is more of my kind of setup. However, there wasn't enough information back in this piece of structure to make me have a tighter stop. So I decided to have a 6R, but really, you know, I should be taking these trades, you know, 15, 20R, but it's fine. So I've been triggered in. I'm giving some room for the market to breathe. The reason now I've decided to have a wide stop is simply because it's plan A. You know, plan B is further up, or we could potentially get another entry on a plan B on a similar schematic with a tight stop. So for now, this is just a bit of a swing trade, but I'm looking to catch a very aggressive intraday setup, which I'm going to explain afterwards. If we zoom out onto the daily, we can see that price has broken with momentum. You see momentum, correction, and then momentum. Took out this trend line, and now it's formed a complex correction. It's compressed, bit of a rally, took out these highs which we anticipated, and it's filled the levels of liquidity which I've been forecasting since last week, and it's actually happened. Surprise, 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 surprise. So now my game plan for Kiwi CAD is, okay, so I've been triggered in here on a sniper. Now the reason it wasn't a sniper is because I included a 2-pip spread. So really, you know, the actual forecast of the setup was a complete sniper, which I'm happy about. So I'm now expecting something like this. So there's some equal highs. I'm expecting a rejection from this level, and then I can get involved in a very tight entry. However, if I see something like this and then there's potentially one more stop hunt, then I'll get involved. It really depends on what schematic comes first. So Kiwi CAD's looking interesting. Now I'm also prepared that if you look at the structure, it's very corrective. As you can see, it's not the best of structure. If, however, this was the same on the flip side, such as you can see here, then we could get, well, I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh, sorry. It's not corona, don't worry. Okay, so what's happened? There's been compression to the upside. This was really interesting. If this continued, which it more or less did, I set my order. Hence why my order was 2 pips below this level. Now, what's happened next is, normally we get something like this and we get the compression and then commitment from the buyers and a continuation. How did we react from this level? Did we break our momentum? No, in fact, it formed a bit of a bullish flag. So it's not looking the best, but you know, I'm triggered in, my stop loss is there. However, if something else happens and we get something like another stop hunt, a rejection, and then we have some equal highs here, then I'm definitely setting my order approximately there for a second stop hunt. This would be a high probability trade. A nice flag and a continuation to the downside. So this is the game plan for Kiwi CAD. So it's looking really interesting. Just have to remain patient. There's news at I think half one, I believe. Let it settle. Once it's commitment, there's going to be some clear price action, and I'll be looking to get in a trade approximately in the afternoon. So this is the game plan for Kiwi CAD. I'm already mentally prepared for a potential stop hunt of this sort of area. I've got a very wide stop loss, but once I get further confirmation, another stop hunt or some equal highs, something like this but a little bit bigger, then I'll definitely look to get involved. So for now, with Kiwi CAD, have to remain patient. I'm sure I'm going to catch a way better risk reward on a second entry. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys on the next webinar tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.